the harvest of humility. In the fertile lands of Umuoganiru, where the red earth kissed the soles of men's feet and the palm trees touched the sky, lived a young man named Uzona. He was a man sculpted by the gods, tall as an iroko tree and fair to look upon. But his beauty was the least of his virtues, for Uzona was a farmer of legendary skill. When others harvested 10 tubers of yam, Uzona harvested 100. His barns were overflowing, his livestock fat, and his name was on the lips of every maiden and mother. Recognizing his greatness, the king conferred upon him the prestigious title of Nze. It was meant to be a crown of wisdom, but for Uzona, it became a crown of thorns upon the heads of his people. Pride, like a choking weed, wrapped itself around Uzona's heart. He began to see himself not as a part of Umuoganiru, but as its sun, around which everyone else must orbit. "Does the sun bow to the earth?" he would boast, adjusting his red cap. "Without me, this village would starve." His arrogance grew so vast that he surpassed even the crown prince in perceived self-importance. Every morning, he demanded that the women of the village come to sweep his already pristine compound. Men who struggled to feed their families were reduced to servants, trekking miles to fetch him cool water from the stream and the freshest palm wine, merely for the scraps from his table. He kept the company of 4 friends, sycophants, who were only loyal to the cowries he carelessly dashed them. Together, they were a terror. Uzona became a pain in the neck that no herbalist could cure. Many villagers, in the quiet of their huts, prayed to Chukwukike, "We do not ask for his wealth, just half of it, without the poison of his pride." Then came the dry season that brought a flower. Onyanyoma returned. She was a maiden of breathtaking beauty, having lived in her maternal village since childhood. Following the death of her father, she and her mother came back to the land of her birth. On the day of their return, Uzona and his 4 shadows were inspecting his vast farmlands. As Onyanyoma passed, the wind seemed to stand still. She was twice as beautiful as her mother, a vision that made grown men stumble. "Who is that?" Uzona whispered, his voice stripped of its usual boom. For the first time, the man who insulted women found his mind held captive. He abandoned his inspection and followed them. To the shock of the village, the great Unza rolled up his sleeves. He weeded their compound, he cleared the bush, and he cleaned their hut. He did not stop there. He summoned the village women, not to serve him this time, but to cook and fetch water for Onyanyoma and her mother. He showered them with rich gifts, beads, cloth, and the fattest goats. Soon, he proposed. Onyanyoma, with a quiet grace, accepted. The village women, whispering by the stream, tried to warn her. "His hands are generous to you now, daughter," they said, "but his heart is hard as stone to the rest of us. He is egocentric." Onyanyoma only smiled and continued to welcome Uzona. This acceptance only inflated Uzona's ego further. "Even the most beautiful prize in the land sees I am the only one worthy," he thought. The wedding day was fixed. The king gave his blessing. It was to be the event of the decade. On the day of the ceremony, the village square was alive. The Igba drummers pounded out rhythms that shook the chest. Mounds of fufu and rivers of soup awaited the guests. The maidens in their uniforms danced, their waist beads clicking in rhythm. Then, Uzona arrived. He entered like a deity, adorned in heavy robes of royalty, flanked by his 4 friends. He greeted the king and chiefs with a flourish, then sat on his high chair, waiting for his bride. Time passed. The sun began to dip. The drummers slowed their rhythm. Everyone's eyes were glued to the entrance path. They waited for the shimmer of Onyenyoma's wrapper. They waited. And they waited. She did not come. Murmurs rippled through the crowd, like wind through dry leaves. Guests began to stand up, stretching their legs, then slipping away one by one. The food grew cold. The king and his court, feeling the embarrassment, quietly departed. Soon, the sky turned the color of a bruised plum. Thunder grumbled. The rain came, a heavy, soaking downpour. Uzana sat frozen. His 4 loyal friends, seeing that the wine was finished and the glory gone, stood up. "The rain is heavy, Unze," one said. "We must find shelter." They left him. Uzana was alone in the empty square, the rain washing away the chalk on his face and the starch in his robes. He fell to his knees, his head bowed. For the first time in years, the great farmer wept. He did not weep for the wedding. He wept because he saw himself.
He saw a man abandoned, a man who had treated people as tools, and now, when he was broken, there was no one to hold him. He realized the pain he had inflicted. He realized that without the community, he was nothing but a man in the rain. The transformation began the next morning. When the women arrived to sweep his compound out of fear and habit, they found Uzana waiting. Beside him were baskets full of farm produce. "Maidens," he said, his voice trembling, "please, do not sweep. Go home to your families. Take this food. Forgive the foolish man I've been." The women left, their baskets heavy and their hearts light. Uzana swept his own compound. He went to his farm and worked side by side with his laborers, sharing their roasted yam and oil. He visited the king with a keg of his best wine, bowing low in true humility. He befriended the prince, not as a rival, but as a loyal subject. At night, however, the silence of his large house haunted him. He wept for Onyenyoma. He loved her too deeply to be angry. He realized she had done what no one else dared. She had shown him his reflection. He would sometimes walk past her house, hiding in the shadows, ashamed to let her see the man he had been. He focused on others. He helped his 4 fair-weather friends find honest work and marry responsibly, teaching them the value of labor. 1 month passed. The village was breathing easier. Uzana had become a river that watered everyone, not a dam that hoarded everything. On the first morning of the last month of the year, Uzana stepped out of his hut. There, walking into his compound, was Onyenyoma. She carried a medium-sized basket of ripe fruits. She walked with the same grace, but her eyes held a warmth that stopped Uzana's heart. He stood frozen, a mix of confusion and hope warring in his chest. She stopped before him and extended the basket. "Uzana," she said softly, "are you still willing to be my husband?" Uzana looked at her, then at the simple basket. Tears pricked his eyes. "By all means I am. Please, be my wife." They embraced, and in that hug, the past was washed away. The wedding held the very next day. It was not a show of power, but a celebration of love. The village turned out in full force, not out of fear, but out of joy. There was eating, drinking, and genuine laughter. When the ceremonies were done and the king had blessed their union, the couple retired to their new royal home. Sitting on the edge of the bed, the noise of the celebration fading into the night, Uzana reached out and touched Onyenyoma's face. "Thank you," he whispered. "I was blind to the pain of my people. I thought my wealth made me a god, when it should have made me a servant. You broke me to fix me."
A king who rules with fear rules over corpses.
True nobility is kind.
I love you from the time I first saw you till now, but I could not marry a man perceived as the pain of his people.
I wanted a husband, Uzana, not a tyrant.